Hey, Mike here with Reprint, and in this video, I thought I had a problem solved. I had an issue yesterday where one channel of black was giving me issue. It came back just like it did now, but whenever I come in, there's still a problem. So we have a problem that I have to resolve. If not, then when the customer buys the printer, I'm either going to have to go on site and deal with this problem later, or try to guide them through fixing it. So I want to make sure it's right. I want to make sure that this printer is fully functional and they don't have this issue. You can waste lots of ink trying to troubleshoot this problem. So number one, I replaced the dampers with OEM dampers. That's very important. If I would have used aftermarket, which I did in the past, I found that one in five probably had a failure rate and was defective. So I was constantly questioning the dampers, which I would have to get in here and actually replace the damper and potentially ruin this printhead. I did it many times. Starting out, I'm self-taught. I taught myself, and I have ruined probably $20,000-$30,000 worth of printheads in my earlier days, just from not being careful. And this is what usually happens. You order a $2,000 printhead. When it goes well, it goes well. Typically, whenever I get in here, I replace the printhead. Everything goes fine. The printhead was bad. I solved the problem, but oftentimes the issue wasn't the printhead itself. It was something else, and that's when everything starts going bad, and you could potentially ruin your printhead. Number one is when you're messing around in this area, always make sure that your choke valve is choked off. In the back of the machine, I have videos on choke valves. Make sure that your choke valve is closed if you remove any of these lines. So the first thing I want to do is check my capping adjust. That's what I'm going to check first. Make sure that my flushing adjustment is correct. This could be causing the problem. I am confident in the dampers. It's not a damper. If I used OEM again, or if I used aftermarket again, I would question that and say, well, I got a bad damper, let's go ahead and pull it out of there and replace it. But I know I used OEM. I never see any bad OEM dampers, so I know I'm good there. I know I'm good with the cap top. I replaced it with OEM. It's OEM, and I know it isn't the problem. If you're using aftermarket parts, you're going to have to question that part, and this can make the process a whole lot more harder on you. And I see this a lot of times with machines that I purchased. People order the wrong parts. They were so close to fixing their printer, but they just used the wrong parts. So make sure you're not one of them people. So what I'm going to do now is a flushing adjustment. I'm in service menu. I'm going to show you real quick where to go. Service menu, then we're going to go to print menu. Then I'm going to go up to flushing adjust, press enter, and that's going to allow me to adjust where it caps. I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way to show you exactly what we're looking for, because this is going to be a tricky video. This little piece right here, okay, I'm going to try to move that out of the way. That piece right there, let me see if I can find it. I'm going to move this print carriage down the way so I can grab a pointing apparatus and show you this little piece right here, okay. This tall piece that's sticking up. This is what we want to match up to the bottom of this machine. I'm going to show you how we do it, but it's going to be a little tricky. I'm going to have to turn my camera light on. Let me zoom in. It's not going to let me use flash in that mode, so I'm going to turn my flash on. So this is what we want to pay attention to right here. This part right here. Make more sense whenever the print carriage comes back over the cap top. So we can see it says. Right now it's at plus 40 millimeter, and I already checked this, and it's correct. But I'm going to go ahead and do it again because I think it's pretty vital to show you guys that want to learn how to repair your machine, how to do this. And if you need the service manual for this machine, please reach out. You can see it clearly in the service manual exactly what you have to do. Reach out, I'll get you that service manual. Here we go. So right here we can see, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can back this up some. I'm going to back it away from from our little guide part right there. Let's see if I can zoom in. All right, so you see that little box where that alignment jig thing is. We want this printhead carriage to go right where that touches. So I'm going to keep going. Now, if we move the capping station, then we know we went too far. So I'm going to go ahead and go too far, and you're going to see it moving. It's actually pushing that, so we're in the wrong position. I'm going to go back here, back it up a little bit. You can see it moving. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. And right about there. Let's see. Right there. I'm happy with that. And again, that's at my plus 40 position. Your machine's going to be different. I'm at plus 40. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and press enter. And now I know that my cap top is adjusted properly. So in this case with this machine, I think I solved the problem. I've got the ink back. This was the ink needle. These machines can be kind of confusing because when you look at the test print, and this one's out of feed calibration, you can see that little gap in the middle. We're going to adjust that. I'll make a video on adjusting your feed calibration. You can see that little gap in the middle of that line. That's not supposed to be there. But when you look at your print head and you see your colors, they can be confusing because sometimes they're in the wrong position. So in this case right here, we're missing this left side black, the left side. So most people would think, you know, this black line right here, it's on the left side of the print head, is the problem. So they start troubleshooting this line, but in fact, this one is actually in the back right there. It's that black right there that's causing the problem. So what I ended up doing was changing the needle. The needle was clogged. You can clean the needle as well, put cleaning solution in it, kind of flush it out. But I went ahead and replaced the needle, and it seems like everything's better. Hopefully that fixes things. But you can see I went from good to bad to better to worse, and then back to better. So you can waste a lot of ink trying to troubleshoot these machines. When these machines, I found that when they're good, everything goes smoothly, but whenever they're bad, it takes a lot of troubleshooting, and we just have to realize that if something like this is happening, we're getting air somewhere, whether it's the cap top not sealing properly and it's making a channel do this. Could be the damper, could be these little ink lines right here, the ink lines, which I'll clean up. They're a little mess right now, but sometimes I'll take and cut about 1 millimeter or so off of this tubing and reseat it, but sometimes they do seep air. So I'll do that. That's one of the first things I do, and then I start diagnosing the choke valves, the needles, every part of the ink flow with these machines. They are a lot different of an animal than the SP model. They are a little bit more complex because of the way that these things, it's a kind of a pressurized system, has positive pressure. So anything that's not, that's seeping air, if it's getting any type of air, it's going to cause these type of problems. So hopefully this helps you. Just be very careful. I cannot stress enough that when you're messing with these ink lines, make sure that your choke valve is working. If you bypass your choke valve, I've seen many people bypass the choke valve, it will create a mess. So make sure your choke valve is working properly. And if not, what happens, the ink just drips down here, goes down the side, gets on your beautiful print head, and you could potentially ruin a $2,000 print head. Very, very important when messing with this machine. I've learned my lesson, and I had to learn the hard way. So hopefully from this video, you won't have to suffer the same fate that I have and ruin so many print heads. So thank you for watching. Hopefully this video helps. Again, if you need any service manuals, please let me know. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It helps the channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.